everyone, welcome back to CJ's Keto Kitchen. Today we're going to be taking another trip to an exotic location, and today we are going to be visiting the sun-bleached azure seas of the Greek Isles, and we're going to be making Greek food. And I know a lot of times when people think of Greek food, they think of gyros, and of course that is very traditional. But actually Greek food can be very fresh and keto friendly. And so today we're going to be making what's traditionally called souvlaki or souvlaki, and it's basically just Greek skewers, and we're going to be making them lemon Greek skewers. And we're also going to be making a Greek salad, but we're not going to be using lettuce or what's traditional in Greek food is orzo, which is a rice-shaped pasta. We're actually going to be using riced cauliflower. So come along with us and let's go to Greece. So first of all, we are going to start out and we're going to be marinating our meat for the skewers. And so I have about 2.5 to 3 pounds of cubed chicken, and mine's chicken breast. But you can use chicken thighs, whatever you would like. But they need to be in cubes because we're going to feed them onto skewers. And you do not have to do this step if you're just making this for your family. But it's really nice for company, and it's also nice for your family too if you want to do something fun, especially for kids. So we're going to be using bamboo skewers. And so we're going to start out marinating our meat. So it's a lot easier if you do it in a great big bag, I have found personally. So we're going to be making a really simple citrus marinade with oregano and a lot of Greek herbs in it. So I've already got it cubed and chopped up in my bag, and so now we're going to make the marinade. And you're going to need olive oil, a nice good olive oil. And then you're also going to need red wine vinegar, garlic powder, and you can of course use fresh garlic if you want, but sometimes I feel like garlic powder gives a more garlicky taste to the meat in a quicker amount of time. And then oregano, and dried is fine. I'm going to be using lemon juice, and you can use fresh lemon, but I prefer to use my fresh lemons when we are ready to serve, and then I will squeeze lemon over it. So for just the marinating purposes, plastic lemon works really good. And then I also have some Greek seasoning, and you don't have to go out and find Greek seasoning. I just happen to have some, and it's basically the same components that we are already using plus salt and pepper, so I won't have to use as much salt and pepper separately. So I'm going to do my marinade in my Pyrex measuring cup, and that way I can just kind of whisk it up. And so we're going to start out with the olive oil, and we need about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we're also going to use 2 tablespoons of the red wine vinegar. And then for the lemon juice, we are going to use about 6 tablespoons. So basically what I have left in my plastic lemon. And then we're going to add our seasoning, and I'm just going to add a few shakes of my Greek seasoning, just eyeball it. And then I'm going to use several shakes of my garlic powder. And then I happen to have a grinder for the oregano, which is kind of fun because then it's whole in here, and then when you grind it out, it makes a really nice aromatic amount of oregano. So. And of course you can do this to taste if you like it, anything extra. If you wanted to add some crushed red pepper, if you like it a little bit spicy, you can totally do that. So then I'm just going to whisk this up. Very simple. And you're going to want to marinate your meat between 30 minutes and 3 hours. If you go longer than 3 hours, your meat can take on a gummy taste, so you wouldn't really want to go past 3 hours. So this is really nice because it can be ready to go in 30 minutes, so you don't really have to marinate it that long. So it's really nice and easy for a weeknight dinner. So then I'm just going to pour that on the meat, and I'm going to close my bag. Get the air all out. And then I'm just going to work that around so that all the pieces of the meat are covered and can be marinating. And you can just leave this out at room temperature because it's not going to be marinating for that long. And then I'm going to set the timer, and we'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll put them on skewers. Now, skewers come in a giant package like this. I got mine at Walmart, and it was 97 cents for like 100 of them, so it's going to take a long time to use them up. But with bamboo skewers, you want to soak them. I've had mine soaking for, they say, about 30 minutes, and it just helps prevent burning because we're going to put it on our grill pan. And so if you have them soaked, it will make it so that your skewers don't take on a burned appearance or start smoking. So that's why you soak them. So come back and we'll load up our skewers. Okay, now we are going to be making the traditional Greek sauce that will be served with our souvlaki or our lemon Greek skewers. And this is usually what they put on a gyro too, if you've ever had a gyro. It's a traditional cucumber and yogurt sauce. So we're starting out with the other half of our cucumber that we diced up and put through the processor earlier. It gives a nice texture to the dressing. And then I'm going to be using 1 carton of plain Greek yogurt. And it's almost impossible to find, in my area anyway, a Greek yogurt that has any fat in it. This one has no fat. So we're going to be using that in conjunction with some sour cream. I find that that gives it a nice tang, and it helps balance out the macros of the yogurt to give you some fat. So I'm going to put that into the cucumbers. Then I'm going to add probably about 2 tablespoons or so of the sour cream. And to this mixture, we're going to add some garlic powder. You could use fresh garlic if you preferred, but this works good for me. Then we are going to be putting fresh dill in, and dill is very traditional in Greek food, especially for the tzatziki sauce. So you can just usually buy this over in the produce department. I got mine at Walmart, and it was $1.98, and you get quite a bit, and we're not going to use it all, so you can use it in something else. It's great with fish. So I'm going to just chop this up, and you kind of want to take it off the stem a little bit. So you just scrape the stems so you get the majority of the leaves and not so much stem. And you can use however much you want to taste. I usually use at least a tablespoon, if not a little more. And I just kind of chop it up a little bit to make it just a little bit finer. But it really does provide very excellent flavor and color. It looks like little tiny green slivers in your sauce. And then we're going to use the juice of half a lemon, and this is where I'm going to use my fresh lemon. I'm going to reserve lemon for squeezing on our skewers when they're finished, but I'm using half a lemon in here, and I'm going to take the seeds out right now so I can just squeeze as is. And then I'm going to stir this, and I'm going to put the lid on it, and we're going to let it sit in the refrigerator while we prepare our skewers, and that way it will get nice and chilled. I'm going to be using a grill pan. Mine's cast iron with enamel on the bottom, and it just has the grill marks, so it's just kind of extra fancy. It's going to look like you actually grilled it, but you can do it indoors. You do not have to have this. It works marvelously. In fact, last night I made this recipe. I was by myself, and I just took the marinated chicken cubes, not on a skewer, and just cooked them up in a regular frying pan, and it was still delicious and still beautiful. This is mostly for presentation, so I'm going to get this warming on medium, and this is where we're going to cook our skewers. Down, because I'm not going to fill up the full skewer And I find that it sits better in my smaller grill pan, shortened. If you have a large grill pan or one that goes over both burners, then you wouldn't need to do this, or if you're gonna do this outside on your actual barbecue. Okay. So we are going to start taking our cubes of meat out of, I'm gonna take off my jewelry here, out of the marinade and start feeding them onto the skewer. We've got our grill pan put on about medium to medium low, and I have sprayed a little bit of coconut oil on there. So I'm just going to start feeding the meat onto my skewer. And at this point, it's been marinating about an hour. I'm going to stick it on a plate because I want to put my meat on all at one time, so they kind of will cook at the same time. And as I mentioned before, you do not have to do the skewers. This is what's traditional for this dish in Greece, but you could absolutely just skip the skewers. But this chicken actually tastes good warm or cold after it's cooked, so you could use it for a picnic or a barbecue. It's going to take about 5 minutes or so for these to cook. It really doesn't take a very long time because you've got the meat cut into cubes, and if you leave enough space in between the chunks of meat on the skewer, you're going to get a nice even cooking. And I find that my personal grill pan holds about 5 of these at once, so I'm going to cook in batches. Okay, I'm ready to put them on. Okay, we're ready. Our skewers. And there's what they look like coming off the grill. And then we're going to serve our Greek salad with it. And then of course we have our tzatziki sauce to go with our skewers. So here we have our delicious and nutritious, low-carb, ketogenic Greek food. So now that we're ready to serve our skewers, now's the time for the fresh lemon that we reserved from making our tzatziki sauce. So we'll go ahead and squeeze that on right before serving, and that gives it that nice citrus zest. Thanks for joining us tonight and going to the Greek Isles for some delicious lemon Greek skewers and Greek salad and tzatziki sauce. We'll hope that you come back and make some more delicious food with us. We upload several times a week, both midweek and on Sundays, and we have different ketogenic content. So we hope that you'll come back and join us and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when we upload our new content. And we we'd love to have you. So come on back, and we'll see you next time on CJ's Keto Kitchen. Bye.